But I'm just saying, just the lack of self-awareness in the world is flabbergasting to me. I'm like, what's happened? Seriously, I don't know what's happened. I think of it as, what percentage of people are on medications? What percentage of people abuse marijuana, alcohol, and or drugs? Okay, and you're looking at about 95% have regular use or abuse alcohol or drugs or on some type of medication. Okay, that's got to be it. And I think it's the food. I think because they put so many preservatives, so many sugars, salts, and fats, and so on, and it really does. That's one of the side effects of that, is it creates cognition issues and processing issues in the brain. It really does, biochemically. So I think it's a combination of that, but I just think there's no parents anymore. I think the problem that we're having in society and why it's collapsed and why people are so are lacking such any kind of self-awareness or any kind of competence or any kind of intellect or cognitive capacity to function normally or even reasonably, it's because the breakdown of the nuclear family. Single family homes are a plague. It is the worst disease that you could possibly have, because it will erode and destroy society, and it has. And again, fatherless homes, that in particular. And why do I say fatherless homes? Because 95% of single family homes are run by moms, okay? And the problem with that is one of the biggest downfalls of fatherless homes is that child doesn't get the discipline, structure, and routine that men naturally provide instinctually to the children. And that structure and routine and discipline, boundaries, discipline, actual discipline. Not beating children into submission, not abusing children, but actual discipline, making rules, enforcing those rules, being there to model that behavior, and to be in that setting where that's consistent with two parents. Then that child learns, and this is the reason why, impulse control, delayed gratification, and that routine, structure, and discipline creates calm and ease in the mind of the child so that they can function in the other developmental areas. Moms have a lot to bring to the table with the emotional sides of the development and so on, but without the impulse control and delayed gratification and the rules and the discipline part, the man part, and I'm speaking in generalities, the man part, they model that behavior, and that behavior is crucial for the development of a little boy and a little girl, both. And without that key ingredient, no matter how many ingredients the moms bring, which is a lot, without that key ingredient, we can't make what it is we're cooking. Okay? If I'm making apple pie, and mom brings the dough and the sugar and the bread and all the other good stuff and the ingredients and the vanilla and all that stuff, and dad's supposed to bring the apples, and he never shows up, well, then we just got a pie crust that we're cooking with nothing in it. There's no apple pie. So intention is great, but the execution can't be done. It can't be done. Why? Because we're missing the key ingredient, and that's fathers. Fathers are crucial for the development of children and for the nuclear family. It's crucial. So many horrible side effects of single family homes, fatherless homes. So many, I can count. You're looking at like 3 to 4 times more likelihood to drop out of school, to have developmental problems, to be incarcerated, to engage in domestic violence, to go to drugs and alcohol abuse. That's if that's not enough, there's more. That's just the top 5. That's incredible. And that is a statistic that is getting worse So single family homes, first and foremost, are the plague of society. It's destroyed the functioning of children. And I see the parenting that's going on isn't really parenting. It's babysitting. It's appeasement. It's best friend parenting. It's giving the kid everything he wants whenever they want so that they don't become a discomfort or a hassle or an inconvenience. And they're being raised by technology. And they don't learn boundaries. They don't learn rules. They don't have discipline. They don't have structure, routine. They're given drugs for attention deficits. They're being overindulged. They're being entitled. And that's just going to lead to the destruction of that kid, boy or girl. Because they're not going to know how to cope. They're not going to have to deal with life. They're not going to know how to become successful at independence. They're not going to have the problem-solving capabilities. They're not going to have work ethic. They're not going to have the capacity to deal with stress or anxiety in life. And they're going to fail miserably. They're going to turn to drugs, and they're going to overreact. They're going to have this entitlement and overindulgence, and that is just a recipe. And you see it. We have 2 generations of it, and it's literally destroyed this country. And this is by design, by the way. This is by Marxist design. Democrats, liberals, literally. And I hate to say that, but that's the truth. And you should know what the truth is so you can avoid that or don't become it. But that's it. When you overindulge a child's imagination to the point where you destroy the rest of that kid's life, that's insane to me. It is insane. It's not insane just to me. It's insanity. It's insanity to sexualize children or to overindulge children, to not have rules and discipline and structure with children, because you're just leading to their destruction. It's disgusting and it's vile. And anybody who embraces that or says that's good, they're insane. They're mentally ill. Plain and simple. Because they've broken from reality. They're broken from reality. And it's causing damage and suffering and hurt to themselves and everybody around them. And that's the definition of it. So, common sense, logic, and reason is learned. And you can't learn it if you're over-engaging your child's fantasies and turning him into a unicorn when clearly he's not a unicorn. It's disgusting. Okay? And what else is disgusting is the parenting I see. I haven't seen any reasonable or good parenting in so many years. I just see, like I said, best friend parenting, overindulgent parenting, or helicopter parenting, or over being too strict. But I don't even hardly see that anymore. That's the extreme of the other. But I just see overindulgent parenting, or the lack thereof. They're just not engaged in any way, shape, or form, other than through handing that kid what they want when they want it. And it's just destroying this nation and this country and this social fabric of society. It's just destroyed it. It's horrible. And it's because of fatherless homes. When the government literally stepped in to rid men from the family and take their place through welfare and handouts, it literally destroyed in the early 50s, late 40s, early 50s. It was a whole nother world, and it was an incredibly good one. And when it came to families, and when that entitlements came about, and welfare and all that stuff, and they drove the man out of the home by incentivizing single family homes and incentivizing having multiple kids out of wedlock with different people, different men, and then paying them to do that without having the men. It's just, they knew what they were doing. They were looking to destroy the fabric of society, and they did. Here we are. This is the result of 30 or 40 years of that. And it's just now getting exponentially worse. So, again, beware. But that is absolutely the single determining factor for dysfunction to a human being anywhere is fatherless homes. Yes, sir.
What about these families that you have that's